Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Fragment extraction system of One Piece King Yi Jia travels through the world of One Piece and obtains a synthesis system. Ding. Synthetic sparkling fruit. Ding. Synthetic weather fruit. Ding. Synthetic rubber fruit. Not only can it synthesize any fruit, but it can also help oneself to have unlimited fruit capacity. The strongest pirate king is born here. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Crossing the World of the Pirate King. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. East China Sea, Kingdom of Goya, Windmill Village. Maggie, I'm back. In the small tavern, a simple yet sturdy figure pushed the door and entered, shouting loudly and casually. I saw a boy who was only 15 or 16 years old, nearly 1.8 meters tall, wearing a white vest, carrying a knocked-out wild boar on his shoulder. The wild boar was huge in size, weighing at least 200 to 300 kilograms, but in the boy's hands, it seemed as if there was nothing. Xiaojia is back. Maggie, with dark blue hair, gentle and charming, was tidying up the table when she saw the figure of the young man and raised her head to respond with a smile. Give me a beer, the strongest one. Yi Jia threw the wild boar to the ground with a loud bang, then sat in front of the bar and ordered a beer from Maggie. I've prepared it for you. Maggie smiled and took out the beer from the fridge, placing it in front of Yaga. Thank you, Maggie. Yi Jia grabbed the beer and gulped it into his mouth. Many beers flowed down the corner of his mouth and onto the young man's shoulders and chest, wetting his vest. Ah! It's so refreshing. Yi Jia put down his beer glass and said contentedly, Maggie, your mixing skills are getting better and better. I just came back from hunting. I'm tired, take a break, Maggie smiled gently. Okay. Lying on the sofa, Yi Jia calmed down and a colorful progress bar suddenly appeared in his mind. 99% progress. It's very strange and unbelievable. Even if Yi Jia was an earthling in his previous life, and all kinds of strange things were commonplace, he had never seen such a strange thing before. There is a colorful progress bar in my mind that cannot be erased, forgotten, and can be seen every moment like reality. Is there anything more eerie than this? Oh, by the way, there really is. Another even more bizarre thing is that he is now in the world of One Piece. At first, Yi Jia didn't believe that he had come to the world of the One Piece King, but when he saw the Navy, the One Piece, and heard news about Munch D. Road flying, as well as various events about the Great Passage and the New World, he had to believe it again. Especially when he saw the familiar Maggie in Windmill Village, Yi Jia realized that he had traveled to the village where Luffy was born, and it was here that the red-haired Shanks gave his hat to Luffy, starting his legendary life. It has been over 3 months since I woke up in the world of One Piece, and strictly speaking, today happens to be the 100th day. According to Yi Jia's understanding of One Piece, in his previous life, the timeline he is currently in happens to be when Luffy just started playing around Judicial Island and dressed up in a lively manner. After this incident, there was a showdown between Blackbeard and Ace. Due to his defeat, Fire Fist Ace was taken into the deepest prison by the Navy and prepared for execution. Blackbeard, on the other hand, became the new King Xia Kuei due to his contribution in capturing Ace. Moonlight Moria, Heavenly Dragon Man, Empress Hancock. Yi Jia remembers the series of events that happened afterwards very clearly. Yi Jia, who has been staying here for 3 months, has completely caught up with the life trajectory of people in this world, from the initial lack of internet and mobile phone adaptation to the numbness habit, and now feels that it is not that difficult. What exactly is the progress bar in my head? Yi Jia almost thinks about this question every day. The progress bar has increased by 1% per day, and today it is exactly 100 days, indicating that this progress bar is also about to reach 100%. If the progress bar is full, what will happen? Yi Jia has been fantasizing all along. But his direction is more towards the downside. If this progress bar represents his lifespan, doesn't it mean he will have to die today? Or does the progress bar represent the time it takes for him to travel to this world? Once the time is up, he can return to Earth and his original world. Yi Jia is thinking about possible outcomes every day. At this moment, hello. Boss, give us a dozen beers. The door of the bar was rudely pushed open, and several burly and ferocious men swaggered in. Yi Jia's eyes suddenly darkened. It's them again. Yi Jia knows these people, they are thugs from Windmill Village. These people are ignorant and ignorant, they know how to bully the people in Windmill Village every day. If they do not comply, they immediately start beating people, ranging from severe injuries to vomiting blood, to severe disabilities and death. They have long become the dominant force in Lafengsh village. Yi Jia had only heard of their names before and had not encountered them much. They don't often come to the bars here, business is quiet, and there aren't many people, so they're not as interesting as other bars in the village. But Yi Jia didn't expect that they still came knocking on his door. Boss, bring me some beer quickly. I'm so thirsty that my throat is almost smoking. The gang of 8 sat down, crossed their legs, smoking cigarettes, and some even put their feet on the table. The other guests in the bar saw this and quietly left, not daring to linger. In the blink of an eye, the entire bar was left with only their table of guests. Guest, your beer is here. Maggie immediately brought beer. A few thugs were chatting and laughing while drinking, their voices were noisy, making it impossible for Yi Jia to sleep. These guys. Yi Jia felt angry and finally rested before being disturbed by these thugs. But Yi Jia had no choice. Although he has a strong physique, after 3 months of exercise, he is able to hunt wild boars alone. But facing these powerful thugs, Yi Jia is not yet their opponent. These thugs are all very powerful. Yi Jia heard from others that they used to be pirates, but due to encountering another group of particularly powerful pirates, the captain was killed, and the crew died or fled. They all went into exile in Windmill Village. The hunters in Windmill Village are not as skilled as them, so no one dares to provoke them. If I could get a demonic fruit and become a capable person, would definitely beat them up. Yi Jia angrily said. Devil's Fruit is a unique feature in One Piece, and once consumed, it immediately possesses special abilities. The only downside is the fear of seawater and being restrained by sea tower stones. If there is Devil's Fruit, these thugs in front of me, Damn it. Just as Yi Jia was thinking this, suddenly the colorful progress bar in his mind reached perfection. 100% Zai. The silent electric current exploded from Yi Jia's head, and Yi Jia felt as if he had been electrocuted, trembling all over. The system binding is complete. Welcome to use the synthesis system. Laughing, who is the strongest in the system? I am the strongest in the synthesis system. The sweet female electronic mechanical voice rang out in Yi Jia's mind, which really startled him. Scared. Who is speaking? Yi Jia quickly looked around in fear, then his pupils suddenly shrank and he saw in his mind, what's going on with this cauldron? Chapter 2. Sparkling Fruit Fragments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A colorful cauldron appeared in Yi Jia's head. Outside the cauldron, there are patterns of ancient divine beasts such as dragons, phoenixes, pishio, and gluttons, each with lifelike reliefs, making the cauldron look domineering. This is your synthesis furnace cauldron. You can now perform level 1 permission synthesis. The sweet mechanical electronic sound of women resounds again. First level permission synthesis. Yi Jia was stunned. The formulas you can synthesize include Devil Fruit, Stamina Pill, and Maximum Stamina Pill. As long as you attack any living object, there is a probability that corresponding formula fragments will burst. The sweet female mechanical electronic voice introduced, if you gather all the formula fragments, you can immediately start synthesizing and using them. The synthesis system is a must-have for your home travel, chivalry, and righteousness. Remember to give it a good review, dear. As long as you attack a living object, you can burst fragments. Can fragments synthesize demon fruits? After listening to this passage, Yijia's heart immediately boiled with passion. He is too lazy to care where this strange synthesis system comes from. Yejia's greatest wish now is only one. To become stronger. I have inexplicably entered the world of One Piece. If I don't gallop through the sea and fight against various pirates, navies, 7 martial seas, for emperors, and others, wouldn't it be in vain? Moreover, his favorite character Luffy exists in this world. If he doesn't go see his idol who he has liked for so many years with his own eyes, what's the point of him staying in this world? As soon as the system finished speaking, Yijia's mind suddenly unfolded a skill tree similar to an online game. Synthetic formula, level 1, 3 icons are present in front of Yijia. They are Devil Fruit, Strength Pill, and Maximum Strength Pill. Yijia lightly clicked on the Demon Fruit icon. Devil Fruit Recipe. Gather 100 pieces of Devil Fruit fragments to randomly synthesize 1 Devil Fruit. Lie down, groove. Yijia's eyes widened instantly. Can 100 fragments be used to synthesize a demon fruit? Isn't that just a bombshell? But in the world of One Piece, isn't it that everyone can only take 1 devil fruit? If you eat 1 more, you will immediately explode and die. Suddenly, the sweet female mechanical electronic sound rang out again. The synthesis system reminds you that your body structure has changed and can accommodate demon fruit abilities without limits. Thank you for your support of the synthesis system. Now it has developed. Upon hearing these words, Yijia felt no different from hearing the sound of heaven. However, the prompt sound is not over yet. The synthesis system reminds you that since you have just used this system, we will give you an additional privilege opportunity. For any formula, you only need to gather 10 fragments to synthesize, effective times. 1. Thank you for your use, surprises one after another. Not only can it synthesize demon fruits, but it also has unlimited ability to load demon fruits. The number of fragments synthesized for the first time has been compressed to 10. So, shouldn't I soon have a demonic fruit and become a capable person? Okay. Although I don't know if this system is true or false, it has been in my body for 100 days. That's all for it, it's worth a try. Yijia stared fiercely at the gang of thugs drinking. Isn't the system saying that it's possible to obtain demonic fruit fragments by attacking living objects? Are these thugs in front of us the best living objects? Yijia didn't want to waste such a good opportunity in front of him. This deserted bar doesn't have much beer to drink. Let's go to the one in the village. It's lively over there, let's go. The thugs felt that the environment was too cold and deserted, so they immediately stood up and prepared to leave. Customers. Maggie wanted to remind them to pay, but seeing the thugs' unfriendly eyes, she seemed to have no intention of paying. She could only sigh, shake her head, and dispel the thought. But unfortunately, at this moment, a figure stopped in front of the bar door. Hey, you haven't paid yet. Yijia said in a deep voice. Kid, you haven't woken up yet, have you? Do you know who we are? Dare to ask us for money. The thugs heard this and their eyes became fierce. 8 people rushed in, surrounding Yijia in groups. Xiao Jia, come over quickly. Don't provoke them. Maggie saw Yijia step forward and suddenly changed her face. She quickly spoke out to ask Yijia to come back. Maggie, don't worry. I can hunt wild boars alone now, I'm not afraid of them. Yijia said. Ha ha ha. The thugs burst into laughter upon hearing Yijia's words. Do you think you're really good at killing a wild boar? You're so naive and ridiculous. I haven't encountered such a fool in a long time, Gua. Kid, for the sake of you being foolish, we won't plan with you today. Dealing with a foolish melon won't do any good. Hurry up and get out of my way. You're the fool, Gua. Yi Jia stared fiercely at the thug who said he was stupid, shouted loudly, and then pounced on him. That thug was caught off guard and didn't expect that Yi Jia would dare to take the initiative. He immediately threw himself to the ground, and then Yi Jia's fists rained down on him. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of sparkling fruit. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of sparkling fruit. Yi Jia punched about 10 times in a row, and 2 warning sounds sounded in his head. Sparkling fruit. Damn it, this is a demon fruit of the natural series. The ability of the great general, the yellow ape. It's developed. Yi Jia was extremely excited. He didn't expect to gather 2 fragments so quickly, and they were also the natural demon fruit fragments of the general. No, if I had synthesized the burning fruit, wouldn't there be 2 sparkling fruit abilities in this world in the future? Thinking of this, Yi Jia shook his head and said, what's wrong with him? As long as the ability of shining fruit is real, let alone how unreasonable it is. Is the existence of this synthesis system even more unreasonable? First, break out the fragments of the sparkling fruit before we speak. Yi Jia was extremely excited and his fists quickened in speed. Chapter 3. Synthesis. Sparkling fruit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kid, are you tired of living? Stop it now. The other thugs, seeing the situation, roared angrily and quickly rushed forward to surround Yi Jia with various assaults. They are already skilled, and Yi Jia is no match for anyone. If it weren't for a sneak attack, how could he easily defeat a thug? A punch landed on Yi Jia, causing him to feel unbearable pain. Let go. I want you to let go. Do you hear me? If you don't let go, I'll kill you. A few thugs showed no mercy and crazily punched and kicked Yi Jia. Do you want me to let go? No way. Yi Jia gritted his teeth, his eyes fierce, and his fists becoming increasingly fierce. He was like a wild beast in a state of madness, and no matter how many attacks came from behind, he chose to ignore them and only stared at one person to fight wildly. Yi Jia hit his face, but after being punched by the thug who was crushed to the ground, he suddenly had stars in his eyes. He didn't even have the strength to resist and lost his will on the spot. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of sparkling fruit. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of sparkling fruit. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of sparkling fruit. One after another, hints of fragments arose in Yaga's mind. This sweet and lovely electronic mechanical sound, like a stimulant, makes Yi Jia even more violent. How dare this kid not let go? Fight. Kill him for me. The thugs are even more violent. They had already been stained with a lot of blood on their hands, but now Yi Jia has angered them again. With a fierce attack, the strength on their fists does not diminish at all, and they fiercely hit Yi Jia on the back. Dong. Like a bell or drum being struck, making a dull sound. Wow. Yi Jia even spat out a mouthful of blood on the spot, feeling that his bones were about to be broken. It's okay. Fortunately, after training with the hunters for these 3 months, my body is strong enough now. Wait, everyone, wait for me. There are only 3 fragments left. When we gather enough of the 3 sparkling fruit fragments, I will take your lives. Yi Jia was roaring in his heart. Stop fighting. You guys stop fighting. Maggie was trying to dissuade these thugs from taking action against Yi Jia, but as a weak woman, she was powerless and could only shout hysterically from the sidelines. The movement here has attracted many people from Windmill Village. But when they saw that these thugs were beating people, they were so scared that they took several steps back, afraid that if the thugs were unhappy, they would fight them together, and if they died, it would be in vain. Finally, congratulations, you have obtained a piece of sparkling fruit. Congratulations, you have gathered enough glittering fruit fragments. October 10th. Would you like to synthesize them? The sweet mechanical and electronic female voice was like a warm breeze blowing in winter, so moved that Yi Jia almost burst into tears. Synthesis. Give me synthesis. Yi Jia almost shouted out this sentence. Boom. In my mind, the huge colorful cauldron suddenly untied its lid. Then 10 sparkling fruit fragments were thrown into it. Composing in progress, please wait. A colorful progress bar appears below the colorful cauldron, running at a very fast speed. At the same time, in reality, Yi Jia's body could no longer hold on and was kicked away by one of the thugs with a strong kick. Yi Jia spat out another mouthful of blood, feeling his internal organs stirring, which was extremely uncomfortable. Boom. Congratulations, you have successfully synthesized 1 sparkling fruit. Do you want to use it? After the completion of the colorful progress bar, the huge colorful furnace cauldron suddenly lifted its lid, and a strange golden fruit with swirling patterns appeared in Yi Jia's mind. Then, a sweet mechanical and electronic female voice came out. Use it. Use it now. Yi Jia shouted loudly. Immediately, the sparkling fruit disappeared, and Yi Jia only felt something unusual in his body. This feeling appeared and disappeared quickly. Kid. You're dead today. If you dare to attack our people, go to hell with me. A few thugs rushed forward again, their murderous intent evident in their eyes. They are the most ruthless tyrants in Windmill Village. If it's rumored that they can't even deal with a little guy, then they're just fooling around. However, just as they rushed forward, preparing to punch and kick Yi Jia, they found that their attacks were all in the void. What's going on? How did my foot get through his body? There's light in this guy's body. The fists and feet of several thugs seemed to have hit the air, without seriously injuring Yi Jia's body. They didn't believe what was happening in front of them, so they quickly beat and kicked, but found that they still couldn't attack Yi Jia, and immediately panicked. Hee 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 hee. Yi Jia let out a piercing laugh, and his fierce expression on his face was even worse than that of these thugs. What's going on? Can't you hit me? Your abilities are just like that. I have now eaten the sparkling fruits of the natural series, and my body has turned into light. Unless these people have domineering aura, I don't want to hurt a single hair of myself. You. What's wrong with you? The thugs were stunned. They fought Yi Jia like they fought ghosts, and it was of no use. I remember. This is the ability of the devil fruit. We can't hit his body, he's a capable person. He ate the devil fruit. Run. We're not his opponents, run. After a slightly knowledgeable thug revealed the truth, his eyes trembled with fear. They don't know why the person who was just beaten to death by themselves suddenly became the devil fruit ability, but they are very aware of how terrifying a ability can be, dealing with them is just a piece of cake. Immediately, the thug turned around and wanted to escape from the bar, from the place of this capable person. You want to run after hitting me? It's too late. A ray of light flashed by, Yi Jia's body stood straight in front of this thug. Meanwhile, his feet had already been lifted. Bang! At an incredibly fast speed, to outsiders, it was almost as if Yi Jia had not made much movement in front of the thug, and the thug's body flew out directly. Smashing fiercely against the wall, this thug let out a painful scream on the spot. His rib broke 3 times. This is still the reason why I just took the demon fruit and my strength is insufficient. Otherwise, with this one move, it would be enough to kill this thug on the spot. After solving one, Yi Jia's murderous gaze fixed on the other thugs. Next, it's you guys. Yi Jia's voice was like the echo of hell coming from the underworld of the 9 springs, making these thugs shiver in their hearts, like falling into an ice cave, with an uncontrollable expression of despair in their eyes. Chapter 4 Journey is the Starry Sea. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The yellow light flickered rapidly in the bar. Every time the light stops, it inevitably means that someone will be kicked out and break several bones. Due to the extremely fast movement of the yellow light, the remaining thugs almost simultaneously flew out in different directions, smashing against walls or knocking over tables, spitting blood and howling loudly. How is it? Does it feel good to be kicked and kicked? Yi Jia stopped, with some beads of sweat on his face and his breathing thickened, indicating that these simple movements had consumed a lot of energy for him, a person who had just taken the demon fruit. Just now, weren't you guys really good? You guys wanted to kill me, you useless bunch. Yi Jia mercilessly cursed, scum, dog poop. Dare to come to Windmill Village to bully you, think no one can cure you, right? Today, I'll let you feel the feeling of being bullied. As he spoke, Yi Jia immediately grabbed a thug who vomited blood, spun around, and couldn't even exert any strength, and punched him hard. After about a dozen punches. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Upon hearing the familiar sweet electronic mechanical female voice, Yi Jia finally breathed a sigh of relief in her heart. Just now, he kicked 7 or 8 times and didn't even get a fragment, which made Yi Jia's heart tense. Now, after hearing the prompt, he can finally relax. Is it necessary to use a fist to break into fragments? Yi Jia guessed in his heart, or is it that my chance of obtaining fragments has decreased now? In order to confirm his own conjecture, Yi Jia kicked this thug a lot more and beat him to the brink of death, with less intake and more output, basically unable to survive. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. The sound came, and Yi Jia's conjecture was confirmed. It wasn't necessary to hit with a fist, but his chance of exploding fragments had decreased now. Not only that, fighting this gang of thugs can no longer explode the demonic fruit fragments, only the stamina pill fragments can be exploded. Since that's the case, then I'm too lazy to waste time on them. Yi Jia originally wanted to use these sandbags to practice martial arts well again, and at the same time, explode some fragments of demon fruit. After all, he wants to synthesize another demon fruit now, but he needs 100 fragments to do so. Exploding fragments is a matter of probability. To gather 100 fragments, he must attack at least 1,000 times. If it weren't for a fixed sandbag, where would there be so many fragments? The synthesis of stamina pills only requires 30 fragments, which is much cheaper. The function of the stamina pill is very simple. Isn't it necessary to expend stamina to activate the devil fruit? Take a stamina pill and immediately recover. It can be said that the stamina pill is also a rare good thing for Yi Jia at present. And you all, give me a good feeling of despair one by one. Yi Jia caught this gang of thugs and swung his fist as soon as he came up. Even if they were beaten to pieces and their faces looked like a dying workshop, he didn't mean to stop. If it weren't for Maggie being a woman with a kind heart and not wanting to see them lose their lives, constantly dissuading Yi Jia would definitely not have let go of these thugs. He wouldn't have recognized them even if he had beaten them up to his own mother. Get lost. I've already broken all your muscles and bones, and even if you want to act recklessly in the future, it's impossible. Like throwing garbage, Yi Jia threw these thugs directly out of the bar. Their bones were broken in several places by Yi Jiasheng, causing heart-wrenching pain, and almost the entire Windmill Village could hear their cries. And those villagers who originally thought thugs would harm and kill people, seeing these guys all so miserable and making pig-like screams, were so shocked that they couldn't even speak. Didn't they just beat up Xiao Jia at the bar? Why did he look like this in the blink of an eye? Just now, I saw that Xiao Jia suddenly became particularly powerful, as if he had become a capable person and defeated all these thugs. Devil Fruit Ability Masters. Oh my god, no wonder these guys have been taught such a terrible lesson. It turns out they have encountered ability masters. They deserve it. They have been bullying villagers for more than a day or two, and today someone finally came out to deal with them. It's really satisfying. Look, Sifu is charging up. Sifu's father was beaten to death by this gang of thugs. Previously, he dared not seek revenge for the sake of his family, but now these thugs don't even have the strength to fight back. How could they not help their father seek revenge? There is revenge, there is resentment. The thugs have been dominating the windmill village for so long, which has already angered many villagers. As soon as they were in trouble, the villagers immediately seized the opportunity to rush forward and seek revenge for their loved ones who died under the thugs. More and more villagers are rushing to take action, even if they don't, they will spit a few mouthfuls. The fate of these thugs can be imagined. Xiaojia, are you okay? Maggie looked at Yi Jia with concern. Just now, she saw those people beating Yi Jia and causing him to vomit blood. Maggie, don't worry, I'm fine. Yi Jia patted her chest, look, how sturdy. It's okay, but... They say you've become a capable person. Did you really eat the devil's fruit? Maggie knows about the devil fruit and understands the consequences of eating it. That's right, Maggie. To be honest with you, what I ate was shining fruit. Yi Jia laughed, shining fruit is a natural fruit. Do you know about natural fruits? They're not my match for these people. Natural fruits. I've heard Shanks mention it before, and it's said to be the most powerful among demon fruits. Maggie clearly didn't know that the general yellow ape possessed sparkling fruits. After all, in such a remote small village, knowing the devil's fruit is already very good. Shanks has red hair. When Yi Jia thought of this name, his blood couldn't help but boil. If it were in the past, he would only envy Shanks with his red hair, because even if he were poor, he would never be able to catch up with the other party at all. But now it's different. With the ability to load demon fruits infinitely, as long as there is enough time to cultivate, his strength will become very terrifying. It will never be lower than that of red hair Shanks. Shanks will become my pursuit. And Pirate King, I won't compete with Luffy. If I want to do it, I will be the king of this world, the true king of the world. Yi Jia spoke boldly, with great ambition in his chest. Maggie, I've made up my mind. I'm going out to sea, following Luffy's footsteps. I want to enter the Great Waterway and charge towards the New World. Yi Jia said. I knew you all wanted to become pirates and search for the big secret treasure, Maggie said helplessly. Before that, I need to exercise my strength. Maggie, maybe I won't be able to come see you often in the future, but the wild boar will still be caught back, and now that I have the strength, maybe I can catch even more powerful beasts. Chapter 5 Artifact. Physical Pill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the thugs were cleaned up by Yi Jia, Windmill Village regained its former calmness. Yi Jia's fame also spread throughout this battle. Since then, people from Windmill Village have warmly greeted Yi Jia when they see him again. The villagers who seek revenge against the thugs come to their homes to express their gratitude. Behind the Windmill Village is Gorbo Mountain, filled with a large number of fierce beasts. Hunters often roam around Gorbo Mountain, but they have to be careful. If they are not careful, they may become a feast for the beasts. The first move, laser light. Yi Jia began practicing, trying to mobilize his strength to gather at his fingertips, making a pistol position, and then releasing it. ZZZZ, as soon as the power was mobilized, a yellow shimmer suddenly appeared, converging towards Yi Jia's fingertips as if absorbed. Launch. Yi Jia's finger moved and a yellow beam of light shot out directly. However, as it was the first experiment, I didn't master it well. This laser beam only penetrated a big tree and disappeared without a trace, making it impossible to shoot all the way out like in the animation. The first time it can penetrate a big tree, this power. The natural fruit is indeed powerful. But now the power is enough to surprise Yi Jia. He trained this method several times in succession, with increasing power each time, and finally reached the point of being able to shoot out a range of 10 meters and penetrate 2 large trees. I'm so tired. Natural fruits are indeed powerful, but they also consume a lot of physical energy. After only 10 uses of laser light, Yi Jia's forehead was sweating and a bit weak. No wonder those capable individuals, even if their abilities become stronger, still need to continue exercising. Their bodies are getting stronger and stronger, and they dare to support their physical exertion. Everyone else trained, and of course Ye Jia also trained. And he happens to need to attack living objects to obtain fragments. At present, he is too weak. It would be best if he could obtain some more fragments of stamina pills and gather enough stamina pills. This way, he doesn't have to worry about becoming less and less detached when fighting with others in the future, and can only be slaughtered by others. Immediately, Yi Jia began to search for fierce beasts all over the mountains and fields. In the past, he used to avoid fierce beasts, only by finally encountering 1 or 2 lonely ones, such as a wild boar, could he deal with them. But now with the ability to shine fruit, Yi Jia wished he could have a few more beasts. Anyway, he only needed to raise his fingers and quickly shoot these beasts, and the laser light was enough to easily deal with them. Found it. Not long after Yi Jia ran, he immediately ran into a dinosaur running wildly in the jungle. This dinosaur is at least 8 meters tall, and when it runs, the earth trembles and trembles. Its massive body can easily break trees with any collision. Okay, it's you. Yi Jia aimed at the dinosaur, and his fingertips began to emit yellow light. The next second, Yi Jia lifted his palm. Shoo! The laser beam burst out and directly penetrated the back of this dinosaur, skipping from its chest to the front. A dinosaur with such a big body is a good hit. If it were other fierce beasts, it would probably not be so easy to hit. Yi Jia hasn't touched the gun much, so the accuracy is not much, but the dinosaur's size is big enough, there's no problem at all. Boom! The dinosaur was attacked by the penetration of laser light, and a blood hole appeared in front of its chest. It fell to the ground on the spot, with its huge body falling to the ground, raising a lot of dust. I knew that in the life of beasts, tenacity is not so easy to die. Although the dinosaur fell, Ye Jia realized that it was not dead and was still struggling to stand up. Attack living objects to obtain fragments. If you die, where should I go to collect fragments? Yi Jia pounced and rode directly onto the dinosaur's body, then his fists rained down on it like raindrops. Of course, the dinosaur immediately sensed Ye Jia's presence and roared, wanting to stand up and shake him off. However, laser light penetrated its lungs, causing unbearable pain and making it unable to exert its original power. In addition, Yi Jia's fists kept falling on it, beating it fiercely. With a dual approach, the dinosaurs only had a chance to howl. Ha! My strength seems to have increased. The world of the One Piece is really different. After only staying for 3 months, my physique has become so strong that I can't do it on Earth. And now that I'm just starting to exercise my abilities, my strength has invisibly increased. It seems that as long as I keep practicing and consuming my strength, I can constantly become stronger. At the thought of this, Yi Jia became excited and began to continue fighting against dinosaurs. In the world of the Pirate King, there are many strong ones among those who have the ability to consume devil's fruit. But there are also many strong ones who have not taken the devil fruit, but have purely cultivated themselves. For example, red hair, eagle eyes, these are the most typical examples. From this, it can be seen that in the world of One Piece, human power increases much faster than on Earth. At least on Earth, there is absolutely no such thing as a red-haired eagle eye. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Yi Jia kept beating wildly, and the tip in his head would ring every 10 fists. By the time Yi Jia killed the dinosaur alive, he had already collected many fragments of stamina pills. Dead. It's really boring. Yi Jia saw that the dinosaur was dead, so he poked into his head and said, "Have you enough fragments of the stamina pill?" Stamina pill. Can bring abundant stamina, 4230, I can synthesize a stamina pill now. Quickly, the system, merge it for me. Yi Jia ordered that the lid of the colorful cauldron be lifted with a loud roar. 30 pieces of stamina pill fragments were placed into the huge cauldron, and the colorful progress bar ran rapidly. About 5 seconds later. Congratulations, you have successfully synthesized the strength pill. The cauldron cover flew up, and a hot energy pill emerged. The dark golden appearance looks like Lu Wei Di Huang Wan, without any drooling. Exactly, dealing with a dinosaur has consumed a lot of my energy. Give it a try. Yi Jia directly clicks to use. The stamina pill disappeared, and Yi Jia only felt a surge of heat rising from his body. Then, all the soreness and fatigue in his body were swept away, his strength was full, his spirit was vibrant, and his whole body seemed to have just fallen asleep, full of energy. Give it a try. Yi Jia raised his hand and emitted a laser beam, which quickly penetrated 2 large trees. When it reached the 3rd large tree, it suddenly exploded and the tree was directly shattered from the middle. Yo-hoo! It's great! The stamina pill is just a divine weapon. Ha ha ha! Yi Jia was extremely excited. Chapter 6. The Potential of Unlimited Cultivation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If the devil fruit provided Yaga with the most needed power, then the existence of the stamina pill brought infinite possibilities to Yaga's power. Shanshan fruit itself is a long-range consumable attack fruit, and Yi Jia still remembers very well that during the Top War, the yellow ape used the ultimate move 8-foot Miragoyu to kill Luffy. That sky full of glittering fragments, like rain, covering the sky and earth, is simply an incredibly terrifying super-killing weapon. When will it be easy to develop that move yourself and be on par with the 4th Emperor? Moreover, one's potential goes beyond that. Now is the sparkling fruit, what fruit will you encounter in the future? If these fruits are developed to the fullest extent and countless tricks are used together, then the picture is beautiful, fantastic. Come again. Yi Jia continued to swim in the jungle, searching for fierce beasts. Gorbo Mountain has nothing but a lot of fierce beasts. Not long after, Yi Jia encountered another dinosaur. Just raise your hand and let out a burst of laser light. The dinosaur let out a scream and fell to the ground on the spot. Yi Jia pounced on him with a fierce beating. With the bonus of shining fruit's punching speed, Yi Jia can hit hundreds of punches in just 1 second, completely catching up with the Tianma meteor fist. This kind of punching speed naturally brings considerable gains. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Sweet female mechanical electronic sounds echoed in Yi Jia's mind, and every time they appeared, it was like giving Yi Jia a brief dose of stimulant, causing him to tirelessly engage in physical abuse. It wasn't until the dinosaur was killed by him that the sound completely stopped ringing. Look at how many stamina pill fragments there are now. Yi Jia excitedly looked at the synthetic formula. Physical pill, 75/30ths, yo-hoo. This time there are more than last time. You can combine 2. Yi Jia directly chooses synthesis. The colorful progress bar ran twice, the lid of the cauldron was lifted, and 2 freshly baked stamina pills floated in my mind. By the way, can the stamina pill become a physical entity and be taken out? Yi Jia thought of it and did it, trying to turn the stamina pill from his mind into a realization. As soon as he thought, almost instantly, 2 dark gold stamina pills the size of a thumb appeared in his palm. Take one and taste what it tastes like. Yi Jia threw a stamina pill into his mouth. The taste is sweet, like chocolate, it crumbles at a bite. Suddenly, a wave of heat surged from within Yi Jia's body. Ha! It's so hot, so hot. I feel like my whole body is full of strength. Yi Jia felt hot and dry all over, his strength almost overflowing. Immediately when he raised his hand, 2 laser beams shot out, causing a violent explosion. 2 laser beams haven't been used up yet. Try moving at the speed of light. Yi Jia used up his inexhaustible physical strength and began to frantically shuttle through the jungle. The speed of light movement ability of the sparkling fruit, although it is said to be the speed of light, can only sprint for hundreds of meters in just 1 second at the beginning. But this can also be considered very powerful for Yi Jia. In just 1 second, it takes hundreds of meters, and with just one breath, it can reach a distance of hundreds of meters. With this speed alone, Yi Jia can protect himself from any fierce beast's attack and save his life. After moving at the speed of light for almost a minute, Yi Jia finally felt the heat inside his body ease. Divine artifact. It's really a divine artifact. Feeling the power of the stamina pill, Yi Jia was both excited and excited. If he encounters enemies in the future, he can definitely charge forward and do it, anyway, he has more stamina than he can use up. And the most crucial thing is that Yi Jia can use it for rapid cultivation. What does cultivation consume? Physical strength. What does stamina pill supplement? Physical strength. The two complement each other, one in and one out. As long as Yi Jia wants to, he can basically practice unlimited times. And he uses the ability of sparkling fruits throughout the cultivation process. Who can achieve such a cultivation method in the entire world of One Piece? In the One Piece King, Luffy has been practicing for 2 years and has become particularly strong. With all his abilities at full capacity, he can even fight Dofranming, and there must be no problem with the Flash Kill General. If I had practiced in this way for 2 years, I would have been even stronger than Luffy. Will the General still be my opponent at that time? It can be imagined that as long as there is enough stamina pills, Yi Jia's strength improvement will be terrifying. But I don't have the time to practice in this boring place for 2 years. To practice, I also need to go to the Great Passage and the New World. First, develop the basic abilities of Sparkling Fruit, elevate your strength, and immediately set off. Okay, next, let's increase our speed and move at the speed of light. Next, until night, Yi Jia kept shuttling through the jungle of Mount Gorbo. As long as you encounter a beast, without saying a word, raising your hand is like a beam of laser light. Of course, Yi Jia will not aim at their vital points, as long as these beasts lose their mobility, resistance, and can freely fight on their own. Beasts died in Yi Jia's hands, and sweet female electronic mechanical sounds echoed in Yi Jia's mind. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. Congratulations, you have obtained a piece of stamina pill. This voice kept circulating in Yi Jia's mind, appearing countless times. Yi Jia was also too lazy to pay attention to how many stamina pills he had raised. Whenever he feels tired and unable to use laser light and the speed of light to move, he immediately synthesizes one and eats it. Stamina Pill Fragments, 12:56:30, at night, Yi Jia watched as the sky turned dark. After a tiring day, he simply gave up his plan to continue practicing and synthesized all his stamina pills in one go. Fortunately, Yi Jia's brain capacity was large enough, and more than 40 stamina pills seemed to have nothing, just floating quietly above the huge cauldron. And Yi Jia doesn't have to worry about going hungry either. There is food everywhere in the mountains and fields. If you're hungry, just take one and bake it right away. It has to be said that the One Piece world is different from Earth, with no seasoning added. When cooked, it has a strong aroma and tastes particularly delicious. No wonder Luffy is so obsessed with meat. Now even I feel like I'm going to become a foodie. Yi Jia ate a whole head of dinosaur meat. If it were placed on Earth, it would not have happened at all, but here, anything impossible becomes possible. My strength has improved a lot today. Go to bed first and practice tomorrow. Lying on the ground, with a bone resting on his head and leaves used as a quilt, Yi Jia fell asleep like this. Chapter 7. Million Bailey's Pirate Ship. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For 7 consecutive days, Yi Jia wandered day and night in the Gorbo Mountains. His only purpose is to explode fragments and cultivate. Whenever he feels tired or lacks physical strength, Yi Jia immediately takes a green, healthy, pollution-free, and side-effect stamina pill, which instantly becomes refreshed and energized. He should be more excited and excited. After gaining enough physical strength, Yi Jia used it for laser shooting and light-speed movement training. Even the great ape beast, known for its agile speed, is a scumbag in front of Yi Jia, completely devastated and incomparable. Not only that, Yi Jia also found that his punching speed had become faster and faster. From hundreds of punches per second on the first day to thousands of punches per second now. In just 7 days, Yi Jia's strength has increased tenfold. This means that Yi Jia has the qualification to go out to sea as a pirate, chase Luffy's footsteps, and conquer the other side of the sea. Bang! Bang! Bang with thousands of punches in a second, and a lightning-fast punch, within a second, this fierce beast died on the spot. The red-haired tiger is just like that. I thought it was so amazing. With 2 shots and a light-speed fist, it would immediately hiccup. Looking at the red-haired tiger that had completely lost its breath after being beaten by himself, Yi Jia pursed his lips. The red-haired tiger was a fierce beast that Yi Jia had just arrived at the world of the Pirate King and learned hunting from the hunters, reminding him not to provoke. Because the red-haired tiger has a fast movement speed, high outer skin defense, and its claws can even tear apart steel, making it very powerful. It can be said that in the entire Gorbo Mountains, the red-haired tiger is a dominant force. Even if all the hunters go up together, they may not necessarily be opponents of the red-haired tiger. But now I was hit by 2 laser beams from Yi Jia, and then I went up and punched at the speed of light for half a second, and died on the spot. In 7 days, even the red-haired tiger was found and killed by me, and the entire Gorbo Mountain was no longer challenging for me. It's time to go out to sea. Let's first see how many stamina pill fragments I have. Click on the stamina pill icon in your mind. Stamina pill fragments, 68 59 30, you can synthesize over 200 stamina pills. With so many stamina pills, it's amazing. In 7 days, he accumulated over 200 stamina pills, which was a huge wealth for Yi Jia, who was about to go to sea. Let's go, it's time to go back to the village. On the road of Windmill Village, Yi Jia carried the corpse of a fierce beast and moved rapidly. Yi Jia's strength became stronger, and his strength naturally increased significantly. The body of this fierce beast weighed at least several tons, but it was as light as nothing in Yi Jia's hands, which did not affect his speed of sprinting. Maggie, I'm back. Yi Jia arrived at the entrance of the tavern and threw several heavy corpses onto the ground, raising dust with a loud bang. Did you do this? Xiaojia, you're so amazing. Maggie walked out of the tavern and saw the bodies of fierce beasts on the ground, praising them. Hee, it's not a big deal. Maggie, can you help me find some people to cook this fierce beast? I'll treat everyone in Windmill Village to a meal. Yi Jia said boldly. I traveled to the world of the Pirate King and was stranded in Windmill Village, where I received care from many villagers. Especially the hunters in Windmill Village, they taught Yi Jia the skills of hunting, which gave him a strong body and the capital to survive in this world. Now that I have become stronger, of course, I need to give back to these talents who have helped me before. Okay. Maggie smiled. At night, the tavern held a bonfire feast, where several heavy beasts were decomposed and placed on grills. Almost all the villagers of Windmill Village came. Yi Jia chatted and laughed with them, his glasses colliding, and he drank a glass of beer in a hearty manner. Casca, old man, I remember you could make ships, right? Yi Jia walked over to an old man with a black headscarf wrapped around his head, drinking and asking. Xiaojia, what's going on? Do you want to go out to sea? Casca's old man said with a slightly tipsy face and a hiccup. Of course. Do you remember Luffy? He has a bounty of 300 million now, how amazing. I also want to learn from Luffy and become a great pirate. Yi Jia vividly remembers that after the First World War on Justice Island, Luffy completely alarmed the world government, and his bounty was directly raised to as much as 300 million. Not only him, but also a group of members of the Straw Hat Pirates, all had their bounties skyrocketed. Now that I have the capital to go out to sea, it's time to gallop on the sea, chase the footsteps of Luffy, and experience the magic of the Great Waterway in the New World. Want to be a pirate? You have to think carefully. The Navy is currently working hard to catch pirates. If you become a pirate, be careful not to be caught and imprisoned by the Navy. Old Casca joked. Did you see that fierce beast? I knocked it down with just one punch. Casca, don't worry, I will definitely become a very powerful pirate, even stronger than Luffy. Yi Jia said. Since you have already made a decision, I won't advise you, but if you want to go to sea, at least you need a ship worth millions of dollars, otherwise you won't even be able to get out of the East China Sea. The old man Casca took another sip of wine. Millions of Bailey. Yi Jia is facing some difficulties. He lived in the world of pirates for hundreds of days, and for him, millions of Baileys were nothing more than astronomical numbers. If we rely solely on hunting these fierce beasts, a beast can only sell a few thousand bellies at most. He has to hunt thousands of beasts to get millions of bellies. And this is even if someone is willing to pay this price to purchase. For the sake of treating me to meat today, let me show you a clear path. Casca glanced at Yi Jia and saw his troubled expression, saying. Casca, you're still interesting enough, come on. Yi Jia clinked his glass. It's very simple, didn't you say you've become powerful now? You can choose to take the bounty. There are so many bounties released by the Navy, can you just choose one to solve it, said the old man Casca. Yi Jia's eyes suddenly lit up. Yeah. Now that my strength has increased, why don't I just go kill the pirate and get a reward? A pirate bounty is worth millions or even millions, and something like Luffy can earn a big sum of money in minutes. What could be faster than this? Go to Central Street, it is said that there are many pirates gathering there every day. Some pirates are very powerful, and the Navy is worried about them. If you think your strength is enough, go there and collect a reward to kill a pirate, which can also be considered as killing the people. Casca suggested. Is there a lot of pirate bounties on the Central Street of the Kingdom of Goya? Upon hearing this news, Yi Jia felt the same emotions as hearing about the destination of a great treasure. Casca, old man, your words are so helpful to me. If you want to eat meat again in the future, come directly to the tavern to find me, I promise you'll get tired of it. Haha. Chapter 8. Pirate Street. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Central Street of the Kingdom of Goya. This is the busiest area of the entire Kingdom of Goya, where countless merchants pass by every day, buying and selling goods in exchange for funds. But near the border town on Central Street, there is a long corridor known as Pirate Street. Every day, there are many fierce pirates gathering here. Even a pirate with a bounty of billions of dollars once came here, and there was quite a commotion. It is said that even the Navy was alarmed, and they spared no effort to catch him. However, since then, the Navy has hardly visited this area, and naturally, it has become an active area for pirates. Is this Pirate Street? It doesn't look particularly unique either. Yi Jia was dressed in black and wearing a cloak, walking on Pirate Street. Both sides are hawkers selling goods, appearing to be permanent merchants. There are also many entertainment cities, taverns, and gambling venues. Just choose this one. Yi Jia randomly selected a tavern and walked in. As soon as he entered the door, the boiling noise filled his ears, making Yi Jia feel that his eardrums were vibrating. I see, all the people inside are pirates. Taking a casual glance, as expected, he was sitting here drinking heavily and eating meat, laughing heartily about his remarkable achievements in killing and setting fires, and looting homes. All of them were pirates from all over the kingdom of Goya. With so many pirates, I just don't know which one has a higher bounty. Yi Jia didn't want to find out after killing the pirate that he didn't even have a bounty in the end. He walked straight to the front desk, buttoned the table, and gestured, "A cup of flames, thank you." Yi Jia stayed at Maggie's tavern for so long, and he still knows some secrets. In every area, there are basically underground intelligence organizations, and these organizations often carry the name of taverns. If you want to know some information, you can ask the staff of the tavern. As long as you can afford it, basically any information about this area can be obtained. Guest, your flames. The server handed Yi Jia a fiery red beer with flames burning on it. I have something to ask you. Yi Jia flicked his finger and a silver coin fell precisely into the hands of the server. Guest, feel free to ask. The waiter looked at the silver coin and a hint of surprise flashed in his eyes, quickly approaching Yi Jia. I want all the pirate bounty information on Pirate Street, please give me a quote. Yi Jia said while drinking. The server looked at Yi Jia in surprise and immediately understood his intentions. But he quickly showed a confident smile and said, Guest, no problem, but look at this. Is one gold coin enough? Wait a moment. The server turned around and entered the room inside. The gold and silver coins were both obtained by Yi Jia after selling a dozen fierce beasts, in exchange for intelligence. Quickly, the server came back, and at the same time, he had a thick stack of packages in his hand. Guest, this is what you need. The server delivered the package. Yi Jia opened it and glanced inside, revealing a thick stack of bounty posters. Do you have a room? Please help me open one. Throw out 2 coins, one is a gold coin for purchasing intelligence, and the other is a silver coin for booking a room. This is the key, your room number is 3056. The server quickly took out a set of keys and placed them on the counter. Yi Jia took the key, turned around with the package, and went upstairs. Closing the door, Yi Jia sat on a chair and took out a thick stack of bounty posters from the package, flipping through them one by one. 3,000 Bailey, it's really rare. It's not as valuable as a few fierce beasts. 25,000 Bailey, it's okay, but it seems like I haven't seen him in the crowd just now. It's not worth wasting time looking for him for such a little money. 140000 Bailey, it's acceptable. I have some strength, but unfortunately, I still have to search everywhere. Yi Jia flipped down one by one, and in the end, he lost patience and went to look at them one by one. He simply threw all the posters with a bounty of less than 1 million Bailey into the trash can. Leave only a bounty of over 1 million. 1 million is used to make ships, and I also need to purchase some supplies for sea navigation. The cost should not be low, and there is no way to make money at sea. I need to save more. How could at least 3 million Bailey be enough? Yi Jia pondered. No, if I dock and there are no pirates in that place, I won't be able to earn the bounty. How can I replenish the supplies? Going out to sea requires money, and the expenses are not low. So, after all the calculations, let's just take out a bounty of millions of dollars worth of gold pirates in one go to avoid worrying about money. So, Yi Jia threw all the pirate posters under 10 million into the trash can. In his hand, there were only 3 left. A 12 million Bailey. An 18 million Bailey. A 26 million Bailey. I'll just choose the 3 of you. Whoever you meet first will consider themselves unlucky. After remembering the bounty money and face on the poster, Yi Jia rubbed his hands and at the speed of light, he directly molded the 3 posters into sparks, which then instantly turned into dust. At this moment, the lobby of the tavern became lively again. The originally dense drinking crowd in the middle suddenly walked away, presenting a vacuum zone. 2 pirates with damp red faces, wielding large knives, are confronting each other. Pirates are inherently unethical. It has long been the norm to curse at a word of disagreement, take action at a word of disagreement, and kill someone at a word of disagreement. The tavern is frequented by pirates all day long, and such incidents are even more common than eating or drinking water. Therefore, no one stopped the 2 pirates from fighting each other, instead they all cheered and drank and watched the play. 2 pirates rushed forward and began to engage in close combat with each other. It can be seen that both of them have some skills, each move has its own style. And Carol, you represent my Scar Pirates team. If you lose, I can't spare you. Outside the venue, a tall and bearded man drank and said in a muffled voice. Scar Pirates. Isn't this guy Scar Walker, the leader of Scar Pirates? Surprisingly, it's him. No wonder he's so reckless. I heard that Scar Walker's bounty has already reached 12 million Bailey, right? Last time we fought back and sank a Navy ship. Don't flatter yourself, don't you know that guy's opponent is from the Bad Tooth Pirates? The captain of the Bad Tooth Pirates, Bad Tooth Garcia, don't forget, the bounty is 18 million Bailey, which is a full 6 million higher than Scar Walker. There's really a good show to watch this time. 2 members of the 10 million level pirate group are fighting each other, which is not common on pirate streets. The onlookers were discussing enthusiastically, and some even opened a gambling table. 12 million and 18 million are both here. It's really great to be able to earn 30 million Belials all at once. This trip is really worth it. Sitting in the corner, Yi Jia couldn't help but smile cruelly at the sound of discussion. Chapter 9. Thunder Fruit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the field, 2 pirates were fighting fiercely. Both sides tried their best to kill each other. The strength of the 2 is on par, and although they have seen scars in half a day, they have not seen the outcome. However, with one of the pirates making a mistake and being caught by the other party, they took the opportunity to cut off one arm in one fell swoop, and the duel finally came to an end. Great job with Carol. Come and collect the bounty you deserve. Scar Walker laughed heartily, feeling incredibly relieved. On the other side, Garcia's face was not very attractive. When the defeated member walked up to him, he directly took out his musket and pulled the trigger at the defeated member. Bang! A vivid life was ended on the spot. My subordinates, how could there be such useless waste like you? Garcia, the villainous tooth, spat in disgust and put away his gun. Take his body down and deal with it. Murder in public. If it were on Central Street, it would definitely attract a large number of soldiers. But in Pirate Street, this is a rare and ordinary thing, and no one takes life seriously at all. On the contrary, the pirates began to despise this defeated member. They only respected the strong and showed no mercy to the weak. I experienced the meaning of the word cruel for the first time. Yi Jia silently took a sip of wine. This is the real world of pirates. The descriptions in the anime are only superficial. Real pirates are extremely cruel, inhumane, and do not put their lives in the eyes of others, only then will they become objects of ridicule. That's also why the Navy offered them a reward for their heads. In One Piece, Luffy always beats enemies or knocks them out, leaving them a way out and never kills anyone. But in the real world of pirates, killing is more common than eating and drinking water, it's even more common than breathing. For the first time, Yi Jia felt that having strength was such a happy thing. Walker, you don't have to be proud. The next time you encounter me at sea, I will make you understand how my word evil tooth comes from. Garcia, the evil tooth, snorted coldly before waving his hand. Today is really unlucky, let's go. Leaving the tavern with his subordinates. It's time to clean up a bit of evil for the world. Yi Jia put down his wine glass, stood up, and followed. Remember, the next time you come across someone from the Scar Pirates, be sure to give me a hard beating, kill one, and I'll reward you with 100 gold coins. Garcia, the Wicked Tooth, will seek revenge and has turned the Scar Pirates into a life-and-death enemy. Upon hearing the reward of 100 gold coins, the subordinates were extremely excited. Really? Then you can give me all the bounty now. Suddenly, a voice came from behind the Evil Tooth Garcia. Evil Tooth Garcia turned her head and saw that the speaker was actually a guy wearing a black cloak. She couldn't help but frown and said in a wicked voice, "Who are you? Do you want to be enemies with my Evil Tooth Pirates? If you think so, that's right, but I would prefer you to call me Death God. Death is the name that Yi Jia gave himself, and it is also the name he will use to sail the sea in the future. Wherever he goes, it is the habitat of the Grim Reaper, and all evil pirates will die under his Grim Reaper sickle. You ignorant guy, kill him for me. I want to throw his head to feed the dog." Garcia the Evil Tooth shouted. Suddenly, all his subordinates rushed forward with knives. "I'm not very interested in you guys. What interests me?" Halfway through Yi Jia's words, his figure suddenly disappeared into place. A yellow light quietly appeared behind the Evil Tooth Garcia, and his foot had already been lifted up. "It's your head." Light speed kick. Bang. Garcia's body was carrying a yellow laser, which fiercely shot at the wall and directly smashed a big hole in it. The special effect of light speed kick has finally been achieved. Yi Jia appreciated his recent strike with satisfaction. Previously, he used the speed of light kick, which was purely a kick without any side effects. But this time, his light speed kick completely achieved the initial effect of the yellow ape. Laser would appear on the hit object, causing secondary damage and even more terrifying power. Next, as long as you practice diligently, I believe it will not be difficult to reach the level of the yellow ape. Boss. The subordinates heard the commotion behind them, turned their heads, and saw Garcia, who had been kicked into a deformity and was convulsing all over, foaming and screaming in surprise. "And you guys, all damn it." Yi Jia casually clicked more than 10 times in a row, and suddenly more than 10 laser beams were emitted, directly penetrating the heads of these subordinates. A blood hole suddenly appeared between the eyebrows of these people, and they instantly lost their breath and fell to the ground. Cleaning up the trash, Yi Jia didn't even bother to touch it. The commotion here caused a commotion, and the vendors on both sides fled one after another, afraid of being affected. Fighting and killing in Pirate Street are commonplace, and if one accidentally gets involved, they will die in vain. Even the Kingdom of Goya is too lazy to manage this place, which is a typical inability to take control. Next up is you. I don't know what demonic fruit fragments will explode from you. Yi Jia didn't just kick and shatter the head of Evil Tooth Garcia with a single blow, just for the sake of demonic fruit fragments. After these days of research, he has basically determined the pattern. If you want to explode the fragments of devil fruit, you must fight to have it. And the stronger the strength of the person being beaten, the higher the explosion rate. Therefore, his other purpose in hunting pirates is to explode demonic fruit fragments from these bounty-offering pirates. It's time for the results to come out. Yi Jia quickly approached the Evil Tooth Garcia, who was still twitching and foaming uncontrollably. Yi Jia showed no mercy towards this. Light speed fist. Bang bang bang, thousands of punches were punched in a second, all hitting Garcia's body, almost breaking every bone on his body. If concentrated in one place, how could the Evil Tooth Garcia survive? Congratulations, you have obtained a fragment of Thunderbolt fruit. Congratulations, you have obtained a fragment of Thunderbolt fruit. Congratulations, you have obtained a fragment of Thunderbolt fruit. The result of thousands of punches is the sweet female electronic prompt sound popping out like a cassette tape. Thunder fruit. Another natural variety, it's so refreshing. Yi Jia was excited in his heart. He had fantasized many times before coming. If it's a relatively useless animal fruit, he might as well keep it and sell it at a high price for money. If it's Superman-style fruit, it also depends on the category to decide whether to sell or keep. But if it's a natural fruit, it's not mentioned, you have to use it yourself. In Yaga's plan, if he could gather all the fruits of the natural system, then he would be equivalent to controlling the entire nature, destroying the heavens and earth at will. How terrifying should it be? Of course, Yi Jia will not miss this opportunity. Moreover, Xianglei fruit has played a terrifying role in Enolu's hands, with his strength comparable to that of any great general, and even the ability to defeat them. It can be said that the thunder fruit has always been an invincible presence in the natural system. If it weren't for encountering Luffy's rubber man fruit to restrain him, Enolu would definitely have no problem becoming one of the 4 emperors. How could Yi Jia not be excited to receive such fruit? Thunderbolt fruit, I'm here. Chapter 10. 30 Million Bailey. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Unfortunately, Yi Jia flattened every part of his body except for his head, and the evil tooth Garcia never twitched again. He died on the spot. However, even so, we only managed to gather some fragments of thunderbolt fruit. Xianglei fruit, 43/100, we still need more than half of it. Yi Jia took out a knife and cut off Garcia's head with a backhand, wrapping it in linen. It seems that we can only make up for it on Scar Walker. I hope he can persist for a little longer. With the package wrapped around the head and oozing blood, Yi Jia casually pinned it to his waist and walked into the tavern. In the tavern, Scar Walker is rewarding the winning crew member. The members of the Scar Pirates are also laughing heartily, clinking glasses to celebrate their victory just now. Are you Scar Walker? Yi Jia walked directly to Scar Walker and spoke indifferently. The appearance of an unwelcome guest suddenly became the focus of the entire tavern. Especially when they noticed that Yi Jia was wearing a blood-oozing package on his waist, his pupils tightened. Who are you? Scar Walker said. I am a subordinate of Garcia the Evil Tooth, said Yaga. He said if you fight me and you win, he will take a detour when he sees you in the future. Wherever you are, he will immediately retreat. However, he bet that you are definitely not my opponent. Bang! Scar Walker crushed the beer glass in his hand, and his tall and majestic body stood up, almost 2 meters tall, looking down at Yi Jia. That cowardly Galicia with evil teeth is really shameless. You're unlucky to stand up for him. Scar Walker drew out a big knife. Get out of my way, I want my big knife to bleed again today. Suddenly, everyone around me stepped aside, creating a vacuum zone. The members of the Scar Pirates group shouted and cheered for the leader. Other pirates held an attitude of watching the play one after another. I just finished watching a duel between the crew, and it only took a while. Even Scar Walker personally stepped in. Millions of pirate fighters are extremely rare. Can we start now? Yi Jia asked. Little one, I will make you understand how tragic the outcome of dueling with Scar Walker is. Scar Walker held a machete and pounced on it. Just as Scar Walker was about to strike Yi Jia, suddenly, bang! Scar Walker's tall body hit the wall like a shell, directly embedded in the wall, losing his will. Suddenly, the entire tavern caused a sensation. Scar Walker was instantly killed. Who made the move? Why didn't I see anything? That man in black didn't take any action, why did Scar Walker fly out? All 4 were shocked, and everyone was amazed. Scar Walker, with a bounty of 12 million Pele, was instantly killed with a single blow, leaving his fighting spirit zombie on the spot. They didn't even see how this unwelcome guest defeated Scar Walker at all. Such strength is simply terrifying. I almost forgot to tell you. Yi Jia flashed in front of everyone, and in the blink of an eye, he reached Scar Walker, shocking everyone once again. Evil Tooth Garcia asked me to bring you a message. He's very lonely and needs you to accompany him. After speaking, Yi Jia curled his lips and then swung his fist, giving Scar Walker a crazy beating. Light Speed Fist. Congratulations, you have obtained a fragment of Thunderbolt Fruit. Congratulations, you have obtained a fragment of Thunderbolt Fruit. Congratulations, you have obtained a fragment of Thunderbolt Fruit. The prompt sound popped wildly, and Scar Walker's body almost flattened in the blink of an eye. Blood flew everywhere, and Scar Walker was beaten into a deformity. Congratulations, you have successfully obtained 100 Thunder Fruit Fragments. Would you like to synthesize them? When the sweet female electronic mechanical sound came out, Yi Jia was overjoyed and quickly chose yes. Immediately, 100 fragments of Thunderbolt Fruit were placed into a huge cauldron. The colorful progress bar starts charging quickly. Take care of it, it's no use keeping you. Yi Jia put away his fist, drew a small knife, and with a backhand stroke, Scar Walker's head suddenly soared into the sky. Draw out a piece of burlap and smoothly grab Scar Walker's head, pinning it directly to his waist. Captain. The crew members of the Scar Pirates were all terrified. Yi Jia's movements were too fast. In the blink of an eye, he flattened Scar Walker and decisively cut off Scar Walker's head. They didn't even react, and Yi Jia had already pinned the blood dripping around his waist. The other pirates around were all shocked. They have seen something terrifying before, but they have never seen anything so terrifying before. The Scar Walker, with a bounty of 18 million yuan, is undoubtedly one of the best in Pirate Street. However, in front of this man in black, he had no fighting power like a baby and was left to be slaughtered. Alright, the task has been completed. Yi Jia glanced at the 30 million bailey on his waist with satisfaction, and his figure flashed, leaving behind a yellow ribbon-like glow that disappeared directly into place. Many pirates left behind in shock, looking at Scar Walker's headless and deformed body, their eyes trembling and their bodies trembling. The members of Scar Pirates are even more atmospheric and dare not take a breath. A thought emerged in their hearts at the same time. Master. Encountered a real expert. Scar Walker's head, confirmed to be correct. The head of Garcia with evil teeth, confirmed to be correct. Okay, this is your 30 million bailey bounty. I hope you can still contribute more to the fight against pirates in the future. After receiving a prize of 30 million bailey, a young man wearing a vest was extremely excited and bowed repeatedly to the Navy to thank them. Holding such a huge sum of money, the young man walked out of the hall, but suddenly stopped in his tracks. So much money. If I take a little, he definitely won't notice. The young man grabbed a handful from the bag and put it in his own pocket before walking towards the alley. But as soon as he arrived at the alley, his body stiffened and he collapsed to the ground, unconscious. People nowadays are really greedy. Yi Jia took the prize money bag from the young man's hand and took out the money he had secretly hidden from his pocket, leaving behind a promised silver coin. He then dodged and left the alley. Windmill Village. Hey, Casca old man, I've raised enough money. Build me a boat. Yi Jia threw a bag directly to the old man Casca, which contained 100 gold coins. According to the common exchange rate of 10,000 bellies being equal to 1 gold coin, what Mr. Casca is currently holding is a full 1 million bellies. Kid, I didn't see how you could gather 1 million bellies in such a short amount of time. Old Casca chuckled, give me 10 days. In 10 days, we'll meet at the dock. Then I'll wait for your good news.